What up, y'all? This is Zircon signing in to Trick and Treat. Now, I was actually debating on whether or not to play this game. So, I mean, I had it. I was like, I'm not sure if I want to do this or not, since I don't want to do very many visual novels. But so far, that's all I really have that I can play at the moment. Pretty soon, I'll actually be starting up a new horror series. Well, it's not really new. The Outlast DLC Whistleblower. So I'm gonna be playing that one when I get the chance to, when I get the money. If you haven't been paying attention. But other than that, welcome to Trick and Treat. I really don't have any knowledge about this game. All I know is that I have to find my way out of a cursed forest. And other than that, I don't really know anything else. So let's start, shall we? Spooky forest, alright. That's for sure. The sound of our steps combined with that of the occasional nocturnal animal is the only thing we can hear. It's terribly dark in this place. The dense vegetation makes it impossible to see the sky or light from the moon. Our flashlights are the only things that light up our way. At times like these, one begs to not run out of battery. Oh, that would be awesome if it didn't run out, our flashlight didn't run out of battery. We walk without knowing what we are really looking for, or better said, for no reason. We are just a group of boys bored with our lives, trying to create a lasting memory on this night, instead of just staying home doing nothing. Ooh, okay. Today is October 31st, All Hallows Eve, better known as Halloween. Yes, okay, I'm playing this game, yeah, I'm playing this game quite out of sync of Halloween, but, I mean, I was playing other games at that time, so, Three young men walked through a dark but up until now nothing special forest, me being one of them. We are doing it to prove our courage. It's too hard there isn't a girl here to see how brave we are. Or not too hard, it's too bad there isn't a girl here to see how brave we are. That might change, because the cover, seeing it like that, one could say this is a meaningless effort. For a moment I stopped to look at my watch. It's 1:49 a.m. That means we have been walking aimlessly for more than 2 hours now. I am sure that many people will find a place like this terrifying. But once you get used to it, the fear disappears, making it feel like normal. What makes us afraid of the dark is that we cannot know what hides in it, what lurks in the shadows, but this is clearly an empty darkness. At the moment I sigh, feeling how tired my legs are. What is the point of being here? Clearly we had already demonstrated what we wanted. It would be best to return. I should tell them. I was about to speak when suddenly the atmosphere in the forest becomes strange. Suddenly a cold chill runs through my body. It was like any other chill, except it was not going away. For no reason, the air's temperature dropped from one second to the other. So much so, my breath becomes visible, turning into a mist. It doesn't end there. The air is now filled with a rotten smell, just a little short from being unbearable. Images of worms and flies soon appear in my mind, giving me a really unpleasant feeling. We all stop at that moment. Okay, so voice, maybe, I don't know.
What's happening?
Or am I Axel? I don't know. I asked, oh, that is me. I asked confused while turning to look at my friends. Okay, so Axel is me. By the expression on their faces, it was easy to know that they were just as lost as I was. It was then that we heard footsteps nearby that did not come from any of us. We all got dead quiet after that. I don't know if it was out of fear or to check if it was not a mistake, but we stayed motionless, like statues, without making a noise. Just looking at each other's faces, wondering the same thing.
What was happening?
As if I could know. We heard steps again. They clearly belong to a human, or at least to a large animal, but there is something strange about them. It sounds as if the person walked dragging one foot. Just thinking about it made me shiver.
Damn! Why is this happening? Makes no sense!
We should have returned home before, but now it's too late to regret it. I had the feeling that we were being stalked by someone. The strange footsteps stop, but I'm still feeling the presence nearby. I don't know where it is, but I know that it's looking at me. The cursed thing is looking at me. My heart is beating anxiously. It's almost as if my body was telling me to get out of there. But strangely, my friends seemed unable to perceive it.
It smells like it's gone. It must have been just an animal,
said one of them, convinced that we were safe. I would like to believe that too. We had a sigh of relief. However, bad luck would soon strike us again. Oh god, man, this is getting really intense. Unexpectedly, the forest became darker than before in just the blink of an eye. But that wasn't the fault of the forest, but of our own flashlights went out. Of the three, only one, mine, was still working.
What's going on? Did the batteries die?
Asked one of them, scared, while they both beat them desperately. Okay, I'm gonna stop with those voices. As if that was going to revive them. I can't blame them. The idea of walking in the darkness was not pleasant for anyone. But after a few moments, we had no choice but to resign ourselves to that. Once more, the sound of our footsteps is heard. But the silence is different now. We are not quiet because we have nothing to say, but because we are afraid. We continue walking despite the fear that invades us. Visibly, it's almost zero, but we have no choice. In theory, we are walking back looking for the exit, but I cannot remember anything of this forest. We could be walking in circles and I would never notice until it was too late. I hate the thought of it. I just want to get out of And suddenly my thoughts are silenced. We hear the footsteps we hear the footsteps of someone or something. Once more, the three of us become statues waiting for the presence to go. I hold my breath while feeling my heart beating anxiously. Damn! Get away from here and leave us alone! Unexpectedly, the steps are heard closer. This time they did not disappear, but rather come at us. I cannot stand it. Desperately, I move my flashlight wherever, looking for the author of those footsteps, hoping for the light to reveal their identity and erase our fears. Nothing. 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 Is that all there is around us here? Not just empty air? My anxiety grows with each failed attempt. I refuse to believe that it was a ghost. Suddenly, when I move the flashlight again, I see a silhouette. I could not distinguish what it was, but for a moment, the light revealed something. Quickly, I point to the same place only to discover it was gone. I hold my breath anxiously. It was not an illusion. I am sure that I saw something. It was then that I hear something nearby. Without even thinking, I aim the light toward that place. ... What I found leaves us paralyzed with an expression of disbelief on our faces. It is a white cat, with eyes of an intense red, which stands before us. Her look is not that friendly as to say something. Somehow I get the feeling it's a female cat. Oh man, leave that cat alone, seriously. Suddenly she lets out a thunderous meow that leaves us terrified. It sounded more like a lion roaring than a simple cat. The echo of her meow is heard throughout the forest, making it sound more sinister than it should be. It was then that suddenly an inexplicable force hits us three. Whoa. Jeez. ... I fall to the ground and little by little my eyelids close. The fatigue becomes unbearable. Man, these guys are really out there and they're getting really... Oh man. Yep, you guys are lost. You're in deep shit. I lose consciousness on the ground of the forest without knowing what was going to happen with me. You guys are in serious trouble. Interlude before night falls. Okay, so I guess this is where... I guess that means that we're going to... Okay. Yeah, okay, I was correct. I can't complete my thoughts. I'm sorry, guys. I'm getting into this. Sorry. It is a day like any other. So normal that it was almost painful. The only special thing that could be said about it is that it's October 31st. Okay, that's a little bit wrong. It should be 31st, not 30th. Whatever. Yeah, that's it. This game was pretty cheap, so yeah, not all the grammar's gonna be good, but so far I'm liking the atmosphere. Far were the memories when I was a kid and went out with my friends to ask for sweets from house to house. Just remembering it made me sigh. I feel nostalgic. Some things were better when I was a child, or at least it seems like that. There were some who had good costumes, whether of superheroes or monsters. My friends and I, on the other hand, had to use our imagination. Creativity was our costume, you could say, no matter how funny it could sound. I remember that my mother once painted red my face and told me, "You will be the devil." But it seems only she saw it that way. When we went from home to home, everyone said I was the tomato man. I think she forgot the horns. But those things didn't matter to me since we always had a good time. Oh man, something's itching me. ... If I asked for candy now, even if I had the best costume, I'm sure no one would give me anything, except perhaps a scolding for acting like a child when I'm 17 years old. Come on, dude. A lot of 17-year-olds still go out and get candy. But anyway, I can't say in the past. I must live in the present, no matter how little exciting that might be. ... Back to reality. We are a group of friends who don't have any plans for today. We are still not old enough to go to a disco, and I doubt guys like us, I'm pretty sure it was supposed to say us, guys like us would have any luck in that environment. The other option would be go to a party, meet girls, and have fun. Everything perfect, except that nobody has invited us. Not being popular has its disadvantages. Hey, Axel, let's have a couple matches. What do you say? My friend Steven called my attention while playing with the gaming console. Huh? Oh, Rush Red. I was like, wait, isn't that supposed to just say Rush Red? I believe that's what the game is called. A fast and quiet, complicated fighting game for me. I would normally agree to play with him, but for some reason, I don't feel in the mood today. I have no desire to play now. I replied with discouragement. I almost feel bad for doing it. Boring. The AI is no rival for me, Steven said with confidence. That you're playing on normal difficulty does not help your argument. I don't feel like losing. The fuck? That has been happening all day, guys. That rumbling sound. Jeez. I don't feel like losing, but if you want, you can challenge Alfred. I don't think there's supposed to be a 2 there. I said, leading the attention to my other friend.
I don't know how to play that.
I think I got the voice right on down with that. Maybe. I think I might be jumping the gun there. Answered Alfred, doubting for a second. Is he sitting behind the PC? But it seems that he isn't doing anything interesting. The screen only shows a lot of text. I think he is in Wikipedia. Hey, don't you have something more fun to do? I asked with discouragement without even thinking about what he was reading. Alfred looks at me surprised.
The actual problem in society is that people are not interested in discovering their history.
He is one of those pseudo-intellectuals always looking for any rare information to appear smarter than others.
When we forget our past mistakes, we're doomed to repeat them.
Okay. He added later. What are you talking about? This village is so small and its story is not interesting at all. Nothing outside the normal has ever happened here. Alfred laughs mockingly after hearing that.
Your ignorance is worthy of praise.
He pauses, filling his chest with pride.
The very fact is a small town is the reason it's full of mysteries. Did you know that 20 years ago on this date a man disappeared?
So, what about it? I ask without being impressed or even interested in the least. Things like that happen all the time in all places.
As I thought, you don't know the history despite living in this very place.
Alfred said while adjusting his glasses in arrogant gesture.
There is a legend behind this disappearance. That is what I was reading.
I did say I was gonna not do the voices, but I mean in this scenario it's like, why not? After listening to him, I looked back at the computer screen with curiosity. It's then that I noticed that it was not Wikipedia, but some other page.
Come on, read this and learn a little.
Alfred said, inviting us to read what was on the screen. Both Stephen and I moved closer to read it. Alright. Some town of Abington, Oxfordshire, country, 1994. I came to this town with only 4,000 inhabitants to support them in an investigation. 4,000, huh? That's not bad. Truth is that never in my life have I seen something this strange. I won't say your typical detective-ish nonsense that I have seen thousands of strange things in my life. I've seen many crimes, yes, some difficult to solve, but all of them were human. Even if you don't know how they managed to perpetrate, even if you don't know how they managed to perpetrate the crime, you know that they are people like anyone else. In this case, I don't think I'm able to say the same thing. And the truth is that I can't understand what happened. Alright. I was called for the disappearance of a man named Matthew Graham, 23 years, single. The last time he was seen, he was returning home from a Halloween party. He had drank alcohol but was still sober, or at least that's what witnesses said. Anyway, this is not something which can be explained with a simple drunkenness. He apparently got lost on the way home and decided to enter the forest called Oakwood. It had rained yesterday, so the ground was wet and muddy. We could easily find his traces, which were leading in deep inside the forest. Apparently, he walked for 3 hours before stopping. I say stop. The truth is, we don't know what happened there. The track suddenly ended up in a clearing in the forest, and that's all. There was no evidence of struggle, no other trace, or pieces of clothing on the ground. There was no blood, no more footprints, or anything else. The depth of his last footprints and the position they were in indicated that he was still walking. At no point he stood still. It was as if he had vaporized in thin air. With all his clothes, in the middle of his walk. Obviously, I can't believe such a thing, but I can't give any other explanation. The only thing I can remember is that near the footprints I sensed a faint smell of rot. However, faint smell of rot, that's what happened to us at the beginning. However, there were no animal corpses nearby. It is ridiculous to think he suddenly started to decay and became earth. In the end, the case was closed in just 3 days. With no evidence of any kind, we couldn't say anything but that he decided to escape from the village. However, while officially there was no more to do, I couldn't sleep in peace. Thinking about what could have happened to him took away my sleep. In my mind, I thought all sort of theories, like maybe everything was a plan developed by Matthew, but in the end, they all seemed impossible. I decided to investigate more on this issue. I searched the town for similar stories, and to my surprise, I found 4 more. All young men. The story was always the same. They walked into the forest alone, disappearing without a trace. Even more curious is that all of them disappeared on the same date, October 31st. But there is no more. A detail that completely eliminates the possibility that there is a killer or a kidnapper behind this. And that is the separation of the years. Roger Bacon. What kind of name? What? Oh well, there's Kevin Bacon, so Roger Bacon. Okay, so we got a relative of Kevin Bacon, just more sinister, I guess. Disappeared in 1924. Mitchell Smith disappeared in 1867. Jason Black disappeared in 1813. Wow. And the worst of all, Oswald Taylor disappeared in 1707. Whoa. Man, that's big gaps. It simply couldn't be possible. My curiosity led me to dig deeper. I thought that the answer may be in the past of the forest. It was then when I discovered that what seemed to be a simple and boring forest actually hid a great story. Before it was called Oakwood, or Oaks Forest, the place was called Witchwood. The word witch was huge similarity with witch. Taking into consideration that it is an old name and the language changes over time, that indicates that it was the forest of witches. Apparently, more than 400 years ago, the people of the village believed witches lived in the woods. Unfortunately, almost all the information is already lost. They were stories told in voice, without a properly written record. I just know that with the change of religion to Christian, people stopped seeing the witches with good eyes and began to hunt them. Apparently, the last one before her death cast a curse on the forest, which even today should continue to exist. Anyway, obviously I cannot accept something like that as the answer. In the end, I have no other choice than accepting that each one of them escaped from the village, using the legend of the forest to make it look like it was something supernatural.
Jeez, okay, so we got a history lesson on that one.
So, okay, I'm actually gonna go ahead and end it here, guys. Wow, jeez, that was pretty dark. So, I guess we'll continue on with the story in the next episode. So thank you for watching, guys, and if you like this video, press that like button like you mean it, and I'll see y'all in the next video. This is Zircon signing out. Bye!